Happy January 9th, JLD here, and welcome to MicroStrategy Today. This show will focus on nation state adoption. Everybody's talking about it. What Barron's is saying about MicroStrategy. We'll mention MicroStrategy 1. If you've never heard of it, stick around for that. A big, huge milestone for this show. So thank you in advance and so much more. But remember, this video is my opinions only. It is not financial advice. Comment right now where you're watching from. I would love to collect that data. I'm collecting it on every single video. So let me know where you're watching from. And what you're looking at right now is my Master MicroStrategy Series. These are single topics. These are specific topics that I've heard from people in the comment section of what they want to learn more about. So as you can see, I created a complete history of MicroStrategy. That's an hour and 48 minutes long. It is exhaustive, but it is super worth it. So grab some popcorn. How I dollar cost average a specific dollar amount into MicroStrategy every day. So not one share. I actually dollar cost average $210. My brother-in-law, $21. There's a college student who just commented yesterday, $2.10. Now we've kind of gravitated to that because of 21 million, but it's a good video. The MSTR Tracker Deep Dive, a complete walkthrough with Radu. That's the founder of the MSTR-Tracker. Super intense and enjoyable and interesting and alpha-filled episode. MSTR versus MSTY versus MSTX versus MSTU. So many people are just like, what's up with these levered ETFs on MicroStrategy? What's up with the yield producing ETF MSTY? I did the research. I do the deep dive. I give you the pros and the cons. So definitely check it out. And put in the comment section, by the way, what videos do you want in this Master MicroStrategy series? I will create those. And just to kind of give you guys a glimpse of how I'm working on this, the bold ones are what I've already done, obviously, but I'm working on some ones about volatility. Why is volatility so important to the upside and the downside? FASB, accretive versus dilutive. How does MSTR fail? Miners. All the things. So put in the comment section what your biggest gaps are in your MicroStrategy knowledge, what you want me to create this series around, and I will do that. That's what Master MicroStrategy is for. The big milestone I wanted to share with you is, my friends, we bumped over 10,000 subscribers. This show is only about 45 days old, and we're already at over 10,000 subscribers, which just shows you what an amazing community MicroStrategy is that you are. So thank you. I did see in the analytics only 40% of my viewers are subscribers. So if you're in that majority, if you're in that 60% who hasn't yet subscribed, I would consider it an honor. I would consider it a gift from you to me to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So I would love to see this number jump based off of this. So thank you in advance if you make that happen. Now let's move over to what the heck Barron's is saying. Barron's is saying MicroStrategy stock is as hot as Bitcoin. These are the risks. And just to see a company like Barron's, an institution like Barron's, basically saying, hey, MSTR is as hot as Bitcoin. And we all know how hot Bitcoin is. And the fact that MSTR is a levered play on Bitcoin makes you and I know that it's actually en fuego, that it's actually on fire. But it's just really cool to see. I wanted to share this with you because a lot of people never think about MicroStrategy 1. And I'll put a link to this article in the show notes if you want to actually read more about this. But they're still working. MicroStrategy 1, this is the software component of MicroStrategy's company. They're still working hard. They're still forming partnerships. They're looking to improve. Listen, this is not what I think is going to be the major catalyst moving forward for MicroStrategy. Of course, I think it's going to be their Bitcoin Treasury Corporation, the company that they're creating around that, becoming potentially a Bitcoin bank in the future. That's what I think and believe. MicroStrategy is going to just become a multi-trillion-dollar company because of that. But hey, a healthy software business is only a benefit to them credit-wise. It's only a benefit to them for a lot of reasons. So I applaud their team and their company continuing to move forward in this direction with MicroStrategy 1. So good on you, Team MicroStrategy. You just have to look at these images by LA Dodger. I just love these. Everyone is going to want your Bitcoin. It's just a fact. Everybody's going to want your Bitcoin. And I have some tweets coming up here. They're going to show you just that. This is something I wanted to share first because everybody is always like, wow, Bitcoin was over $100,000. It's never dropping below again. We have to realize that Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, as a result, is going to forever be incredibly volatile. It's going to forever seek the flushing out of leverage. So let me say that one more time. It will seek the flushing out of leverage. And that's why the Bitcoin therapist right here is showing this chart. And I think it's a very helpful one because it shows where people are levered long or levered short on Bitcoin in this chart right here. And as you can see, the price action seeks out these pockets of when people are very long Bitcoin. They're like, the Bitcoin's never going to go below this. Boom, they get flushed out. Bitcoin's never going above this number. Boom, they get flushed out. Boom, they get flushed out. Boom, they get flushed out. That's always going to happen because Bitcoin, it attracts degenerate traders who want to trade on 10x leverage, 100x leverage, 5x leverage, and they will forever be getting wiped out because of the whales, because of institutions that are coming in now and are just going to flush them out and take their money. I don't know when the degenerates are going to stop. Maybe never, probably never, but I don't know where they keep getting the funding from, but they just get liquidated. All their money is gone. So that's why I say I will never trade with leverage. I will never even trade with a 1.1x leverage. I am happy to hold MicroStrategy, which is an intelligently levered play on Bitcoin that cannot get liquidated because it's unencumbered. There's no encumbrance on it. And I will take that bet as I just continue to hold my Bitcoin in cold storage and other investments that I have that are very safe. I love the MicroStrategy play that allows me to have somebody like Michael Saylor and the team at MSTR working hard for me. So let's move over to some other exciting things. Fidelity Asset Manager. This is a quote from a Fidelity Asset Manager. One might wonder who the next significant investor might be to add Bitcoin to their portfolios. Enter nation states and governments. Game theory is activated. The nation states are coming for your Bitcoin. As Michael Saylor says, I'm going back here, everyone is going to want your Bitcoin. Every state, every nation, every investor, every institution, every pension fund, they're going to want your Bitcoin. And Michael Saylor is not going to let his Bitcoin, which is our Bitcoin, go because he's holding that forever. He'll be buying the top forever. So hang on tight, my friends. The next tweet I wanted to share with you is this one right here by Forbes. And again, this is Forbes. They're saying game theory, the game theory driving nation state Bitcoin adoption. They have a whole article about this. They have a picture of the Chinese flag and the American flag. Game theory has been activated. Nation states are secretly doing something behind the scenes. We'll know at some point in a future date. I have no insider information, but nation states are acting. It is happening right now. We'll hear about it at a later date. And guess what? Bitcoin will be much, much higher as a result. Nation state adoption. Game theory is activated. I love this tweet by Punter Jeff, where it's actually by James Van Straten, but it's Punter Jeff saying implied volatility versus Mag 7. Very illuminating, very powerful. So the chart I showed you yesterday was how of just the entire Magnificent Seven, MicroStrategy was in there. It was top 5 almost every single day in volume traded. But then when you have implied volatility, MicroStrategy is the absolute dominant one of the Mag 7. The only close one is, it's not even close, but the second place one is Tesla, which is like, what is this? Like in the 60s and 70s, whereas MicroStrategy is above 120 for this whole stretch, approaching 140. We're talking double incredible stuff. And this is exactly what Michael Saylor wants because volatility is vitality. It's a feature, not a bug. You have to understand that. Video coming out soon on that topic. And then let's just end with this beautiful, beautiful image by MSTR Updates. All roads lead to Bitcoin. All roads lead to Bitcoin. I don't know, something about that. I might need to get that posterized there and hung somewhere in my house. But listen, I have an incredible video for you right now from Michael Saylor talking about Bitcoin yield. So Michael, take it away.
We're informed by a set of analytics, and maybe the most important one is BTC yield.
Yep.
And so BTC yield is a KPI. It's a metric where we calculate the accretion in Bitcoin per share on a fully diluted basis. So if hypothetically, Julian, if I had $100 of Bitcoin per share, and if my stock was trading at $100, then I could sell $1 billion of the stock and I could buy $1 billion of Bitcoin, but it would be completely neutral. There would be no accretion. That would be BTC yield equals 0. If my stock had $100 of Bitcoin per share in it and someone offered me, if they called me on the phone and said, hey, I'll give you $10 billion today if you sell me the stock at $50 a share, well, that's a negative BTC yield. That's dilutive. So you see, if I just wanted to raise money and buy Bitcoin, I could do it on a neutral basis or a dilutive basis. But we're not stupid, and our shareholders aren't stupid, and so you have to assume that if you're diluting your shareholders, they will lose their enthusiasm for buying your stock. So we don't do that, and we don't do transactions that are dilutive. If I could sell the stock at $300 a share and I had $100 a share of Bitcoin, then we do that transaction, then that's a 66% spread. That means if I raise $1 billion of capital, I'm selling $1 billion of securities backed by $333 million of Bitcoin. So, and then I'm buying back $1 billion of Bitcoin. So it's like I'm selling $333 million of Bitcoin in order to buy back $1 billion of Bitcoin. That means I have a net gain, a net Bitcoin gain of $666 million. That's accretive, right? You would do that trade. That will generate BTC yield. That'll be positive yield.
And there you have it, my friends, another episode of MicroStrategy Today. Here's my receipt from yesterday's purchase of $210 of MicroStrategy. I got in at $334. I picked up 0.629 a 0.629 share of MicroStrategy, and I'll be doing it again today. If you want to join the DCA crew, let us know in the comments. What are you doing? Are you $21 a day? Are you $2.10 a day, like the college students who posted yesterday? Are you $1? Are you $10 a week? If you join the DCA crew, let us know. It can be daily, weekly, monthly. It doesn't matter. Just I want to hear from those people who are consistently stacking MicroStrategy shares. Let me know. And speaking of which, we have the MSTR Crew. Click the join button right below this video. You can learn more about the weekly meetings that we do, some other very cool things that we have set up, and an IRL in real life hangouts in Puerto Rico is coming up in the future for the MSTR Crew. So learn more about that. Drop where you're watching from in the comment section below if you haven't already. And remember, this video is my opinion. It's not financial advice. There is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.